do you feel like that? Hi y'all, it's Felicia and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I was going to talk a little bit about the matching process to become an au pair. And I asked you guys what questions you had about the matching process. So I'm going to answer them. Let me fix my charger real quick. There we go, it was stuck. I have a 3-meter long charger. Oh, pull it out. Okay, back to the video. What you asked. So this one is in Swedish from Ronja Westerberg, and she is asking, what is the first information about the family you get once you get a match? So right now they call it like requests, and I wasn't in the new system until my extension matching process, if that makes sense. They updated it slightly after my first matching process ended, so I didn't stay very long in the new one. But what you get to see is, so it's like a little square thing with the family's name, picture of them, like their profile picture thing, how many kids they have, and I think where they live. But then you can go in and click on their profile and you can see a letter from them, you can see pictures, you can see their childcare needs, including a schedule, which is like approximately what they need, about them, about the area, about their cultural exchange stuff, like what experience they have with that, and so on. So that's kind of what you get to see when you get the request from the family, and then you can decide if you want to accept it or if you want to decline it. And they also did, so I don't know if they've changed it since I was in the extension matching process, but they had so you could put like notes, so that only for you to see, but it was like so you could remember about each family that you have. And I think you can have up to 6 families now in your profile, if I remember correctly. And the next one is from Barbara Arribas, I think. Sorry if I mispronounce the names. She's wondering how long did you wait for the matches with your 2 families? So my first family I matched with in 2017 and I left in 2018, and I didn't wait that long actually, maybe 3 weeks tops I think, because I was very early, so cultural care told me that I might have to wait a while because I'm literally like a year early, but I started getting requests in pretty fast actually, like a few hours after they opened it. But back then you could only have 1 family at a time, so I only saw 1 family at a time. And for this family, I don't remember, but it was about the same time because I was still early and they were early too, and we found each other and now we're here. Yeah, so that didn't take very long either. It was approximately the same amount of time. And this is about extension from JSTNGLLRN. When you choose to extend, who pays the fee to go to your future host family? And that's you, unless the family wants to. I already mentioned this in my other video about extension, but it's your fee to pay. They already have, like the families I think already have other fees to pay, so that's like your part. And then Grace_MRZN is asking, how much time does it take? And that totally depends on the situation or when you start. I was really early, and I guess I was just lucky that I found my family so fast, but some can be in the matching process for months and some can be in for like a week. So it's very different. It can go from like a short amount of time or like a really long amount of time. So it's pretty individual. RH.Eleonora_, sorry for the pronunciation, is wondering, how do you know you found the right family? What are you looking at? So for me, I could see when I read their the email they sent me, my first family, and like when I read their profile, and I was like, this matches up. It kind of aligns with my expectations. It was like this. It aligned. So I felt like we would be a really good match. So we talked a couple of times, and then I was like, I think, yeah, they told me they wanted me as their au pair. And I was thrilled. I just felt like this is it. I just had like a gut feeling that this is my family, and it really was. For my second family, I had like the similar feeling, and I read through their profile and I was like, this is just like me. Like, they do gymnastics, they do this and this and this, and it aligned with me perfectly as well. And I was actually the one to ask or send, because I couldn't do anything in the first matching process I was in, but in the second you can send a match request, which I hadn't been able to do before. So I sent that, like, I would love to be your au pair, and they liked me too. So that's my dog. That's our dog. It's not technically mine. He's relaxing on the stairs. That's his favorite spot. Yeah, I just had a gut feeling that this is it. It just had a good feeling, you know. And if you feel like, oh, I don't know, then talk to the family and see if it will feel better. And if you have like this little thing that doesn't feel right, then maybe it's not the one for you. But if it feels right and you talk to them a couple of times and it still feels good, then maybe you just found it. Okay, so Andrea Ornelas. So sorry. Anyway, she asked, what can I ask? I mean, what do you think are the most important questions? So I feel like the most important questions to ask, oh, my camera's gonna die. The most important questions are, what are their interests? Do they match up somewhat with yours? What are their expectations? And what's the schedule gonna look like? So that's like the top 3, I would think. Like, what are their hobbies? Do they align with yours somewhat? What are their expectations and your expectations? And what would the schedule be like? And about the kids. Like, who are the kids? What do they like? What do you do as a family? And so on. I would say that is the most important. And then as you go on with the interviews with them, you can go further in and ask about other stuff that you're wondering. And it's better to ask more questions than too few questions. You want to find out about who they are before you decide it. So don't be afraid to ask questions. There's no bad questions. Make a list, I would say, and write down, like, this is my expectations, and then you write a list, like, what is important to me, and then you can ask the family about it. And then, because you don't have to agree with everything, because that's going to be really hard to find, but at least you have some things that are the most important to both of you, both for the host family and for the au pair, that they go together so that you can live together in the same house for a year. Would be a really good thing. Oh, look at this. This is so cute. I got this for my host family. They knew that I wanted one of these because the girls have them, and they found one. So when I came home one day, they had put this on my bed with a cute note. But as I was saying, the matching process is very different for everyone, and it could look completely, like, my experience would look completely different than someone else's. So that's why I'm just giving a few tips on the top of my head that would be hopefully helpful to some of you. I mentioned in my au pair video thing, the one that I made last week, I think. And that one I said to be yourself, and that's very important in this process too. That when you talk to the families, try to be yourself. It's better. I know you're nervous. I was super nervous, but try to shake that off and like just give it a little dance right before, so that you get all those nerves out, because the families feel more comfortable if you're not showing how nervous you are. I was really nervous, but somehow I managed to tuck that in and like talk. I don't know how I did it, but they told me after that was a good thing. So come prepared, be yourself, and try not, no matter how hard it is, just try to not be too nervous, or at least just tuck it in for the time being, and then you can be nervous again when you're done if you want. But I think that's all the tips that I had and the comments on the matching process that I had to give to you today, and I hope they were helpful and that you learned something about this that you didn't know before. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button below so you can follow me on my adventure. But I hope you liked it. I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Felicia out.